Hi and welcome. My name is Mel. Thank you so much for joining me for some motivational movement today. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far, and if for some reason you're not, let's change that up and let's get to it. So come standing on your mat and just in a comfortable, relaxed position. Really just release your shoulders and really just kind of loosen up your body for a moment. Stand tall. And we're going to begin by taking 3 deep breaths in through our nose, exhaling through your mouth, really long breaths. And during this process, I just want you to release any expectations, any blockages, or any frustrations that maybe you're holding in your heart, in your day, on your to-do list. We just really want to let everything go and be present for our practice. So let's begin. We'll relax our shoulders. Allow them to fall below your ears and take 3 deep breaths. So in through your nose at your own time. Exhale. We'll go second breath. Really inhaling all the way from your belly. Exhale. Great, last one. And exhale. Doesn't that feel better already? Now moving forward from here, I want you to really try to keep your breath in and out through your nose if you can, just connecting your breath with each movement. So inhaling as you move, exhaling, as you come into a fold or as you're really elongating your body. Anytime you want to take yourself a little bit further in your practice, that's when you want to let the exhale go. So just come in a standing position, like a Tadasana pose. So your feet are going to be hip width apart, and just allow your shoulders to relax. Shake out your hips a little bit. We're just really trying to find that loose position and comfortability as we stand. So begin by lifting up all your toes off the mat, and if you can, from the outside in, try to press your pinky toe, your next toe, there you go, all the way to your big toe, and just begin to root your heels and the balls of your feet and become rooted and planted into your mat, and feel secure and stability in your stance. As you continue to breathe in and out through your nose, I want you to begin engaging everything from planting your feet into the mat all the way up through your calves. You'll begin engaging your quads. As you do so, you'll feel your glutes start to engage. And as you do that, I want you to tilt your tailbone, kind of tuck your tailbone under your pelvis a little bit. And just you're engaging, you're feeling strength and stability in your stance. Kind of empowering yourself a little bit as we stand tall and rise high. And ultimately what you want to do is try to envision your spine, front and back, tilted tailbone, and then engage your core so everything is beginning to feel a little tighter and more secure and stable, at least all the way up to our chest. And as we inhale, we bring our shoulders up to our ears, roll them back, and really let go. Okay, so I just want you to continue to connect with your breath as you inhale and roll your shoulders down your spine. There you go. So you're engaged, and we're loosening up those kind of neck muscles, shoulder muscle areas, and just letting everything kind of slip away from our shoulders and our neck. Oftentimes any tensions we have or frustrations or blockages and stuff, sometimes we'll hold them in our neck or our lower back area. So we just want to find strength and stability in our body and really align our spine. You should allow the crown of your head to be pulled really high and tall. As your shoulders come back, turn your palms facing outward. I love to allow good light and good energy into my body, and I want you to do that as well. I always remind everybody that this good light and good energy that you hold into your body or that you absorb into your body is not only for you but others. Oftentimes we'll find great gratification and success in sharing the success of our own health. If you share your health with others, potentially they could feel your vibration or your energy and absorb that as well. If we walk around kind of negative and tense and frustrated, then people can see that and feel it. So we want to allow all the good light and good energy into our fingertips and our palms. And I just want you to take a minute as your shoulders roll back away from your ears. Your core is really engaged. Okay, this is our strengthening and core chakra right here that absorbs all that vortex of everything we hold dear in our hearts and the passion and fire that we get when we're feeling strong. So just allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Maybe close your eyes, turn your palms facing outward, and really envision you inhaling and breathing in good energy. We want great energy absorbed into our body, into our hands, into our mind, into our heart. And just take a moment to be present here and listen to your breath. Slowly flutter your eyes open. And begin to wiggle your fingers, maybe even your toes. And as you do so, you'll notice that your body begins to loosen up all that engagement that you had as you were standing tall and standing strong. So we want to relax because we always want to give our bodies time in between our movements and our motions. So maybe just come forward on your tiptoes and rock back on your heels, just finding that center balance as you come forward and backward. Awesome. There you go. Beautiful. Now slight bend in the knees and feel the difference in everything that you are engaging. We just want to loosen our legs. This is really just about waking up our joints. So I want you to rotate your ankles outward. Relax your hands, maybe hold them upward and open your fingertips. Awesome. We'll go other foot. I like to round it outward, inward. Great. So loosen up a little bit. And then with our hands, I want your hands to come out in front of you. Your hips are still hip width apart. You can have a slight bend in your knees. And then bring your hands closer to you. Create like a lotus look with your fingers. And slowly just roll your lotus outward. This feels really nice on the wrists. There we go. And opposite direction. There you go. Beautiful. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, swan dive, slight bend in the knees, and just come into a forward fold and just hold this position for a moment in feeling the difference in your hamstrings and just recognizing how they feel. And take a minute just to look forward, come halfway lift. Finding a straight line in your spine. I like to take my gaze a little bit forward so everything's really lined up. And then exhale and try to come a little deeper. So sometimes with this I like to bend my knees, find this position, and then really take my tailbone and lead it up towards the sky. And oftentimes you can find more length in your hamstrings if you engage your quadriceps. Awesome. Come flat back, bend slight knees. Inhale, hands come high above your head. Excellent. Hands to heart center. And we'll just widen our stance. We're going to come into a goddess pose. So I want your feet to turn outward a little bit, like 45 degrees. Hands are at heart center, and allow your knees to come outward towards your pinky toes as you sink deeper into this position. So you're just still finding that line of your spine, tilting your tailbone, allowing your knees to come outward. And you really don't want your knees overshooting your toes at all. So just make that reference point. Hands can come to prayer, or if you'd like, mudra. Find relaxation, draw your shoulders away from your ears. And today's just about finding stability in your stance, feeling like a goddess. Connecting your movements with your breath. Being conscious of your present movement. I'm really just finding that relaxation state, so if you need to come up slightly, that's okay. Find your place of comfort, and if you'd like to sink deeper, wonderful. Inhale, hands come high. Allow your hands to come to heart center and just walk your legs in towards one another. Inhale, slight bend of the knees. Swan dive forward. Halfway lift. And inhale, bend your knees and come right back into chair. So as you can see, you want your feet a little wider, allowing your shoulders to come away from your ears. Excellent. Slowly straighten your knees, come forward, fold, and just let your head fall. Once again, just slight bend in the knees and lead your tailbone up to the ceiling. I like to sometimes bring my fingertips in line with my toes. Finding longevity in your hamstrings, engaging your quadriceps, come halfway lift. Beautiful. Now bend slightly in the knees and come right back into chair. Excellent. Exhale, forward fold. Engage the quadriceps. Look slightly forward, halfway lift. Bend the knees. Inhale, hands come high. And you can bring your hands to heart center. Excellent. Next, we're just going to go into a standing balance position. So I want you to come feet hip width apart. And you have the option here. You can either just take it halfway or take it all the way to hand to big toe pose. So I like to take my left hand, place it on my hip for reference, or sometimes people like to put it on their belly. And you can either grab the underside of your knee and draw your knee outward away from your body. And as I do this, see how my shoulder on the other side and my knee come in line with one another. Or if you'd prefer, you take hold of your big toe, and it's key you find a drishti point, so something you want to focus on. From here, always keep this knee slightly bent, extending my heel outward away from my body, and then drawing it to the side to see how far. And once again, opening up that shoulder, engaging the tummy, holding here, drawing the crown of your head upward. And it's okay if you falter, just try to bring yourself back in. And once again, if you're here, bring it in line center and release. Awesome. Balance poses can be crazy sometimes, so don't hold any pressure on yourself. Then we'll go other side. Make your reference points. Hand on the hip. And it's really important that whatever you do on one side, you should really do on the other. So because I gave the example, I'm gonna open up, and sometimes one side's tighter than the other, that's okay. And then I'm gonna go into hand and big toe. So I'm gonna find my comfortability, slow my breath down, find my drishti point, take hold of my big toe, and then extend it out in front of you, opening up. Oh. And then drawing it back in. There. And then once again, if you were here, drawing it inward and release. Awesome. Shake it out. A couple more poses and then we're good. So let's go into dancers. Dancers is so much fun. So a couple little reference points here. I'll show you from a side angle. And so feet hip width apart. Once again, right hand on your hip for stability. Take your left hand to your left ankle and come into like as if you're doing a quad stretch. And this is nice because a couple of the poses we've been kind of inverted, right? So now we want to open that up. We want to do the alternate. Find your positioning. Now take your right hand straight up above your body. Engage your core, and then slowly finding your drishti point, almost like you're coming into a warrior 3. And if you like, you can take your hand and wrap it around. And I like to draw it upward, so you're really opening up your hip, engaging your core. And this pose is different for everyone. Beautiful. Slowly come out of it. What I like about that pose too is that as you wrap your hand around your foot in this position, and when you're in extension, so you're in this pose here, you can allow your foot to draw your hand away from your body, which opens your chest. Slowly tipping over, finding stability. There you go, and you go with the flow wherever your body's at today. We'll go other side. Let's fix my mat here. So I like to start hand on hip, centering my spine, taking hold of the outside of your foot, extending your left arm up, engaging your core, tipping over just slightly, finding that comfortability. If you'd like to wrap your hand the opposite way around your foot. As you can see, I have a slight bend in my knee on this side. And then allowing your shoulder to open as you apply resistance on your hand with your foot. And then trying to come out of it controlled, okay? There we go, shake that out. Awesome. We'll go into a couple little flows here just to loosen things up. Inhale, hands come high above your head. Swan dive all the way down to the bottom here. Line up your fingers with your toes. Let's just spread our heels a little more hip width apart. Engage, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, hands come high. Hands come to heart center. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today in some motivational movement. I hope this made your day extra special and hope to see you soon. Have a great day.